All right. This is the first clip of the background information on the Cayuga Nation. This includes a lot of my own personal experiences. So we'll start with May 23rd. May 23rd was a Monday, and I was went to work, and Clint came into my office and around 9:30 and asked to see me. He's like, "I want to see you about 10:30." I was like, "Okay." And so I had been talking to Tim Tugans um, all the week before because it was USET. Everyone had gone to the United South and Eastern Tribes either annual or semi-annual meeting, and that took place in Louisiana. So all last week they were gone to USET, and I was talking to Tim and sharing some of the concerns of the people, and also had made him aware that I was looking at being demoted, and worried about some of the fallout and consequences that would happen with that, and personally, and even some of the things politically that could happen, and even organizationally some of the problems that it would cause. Um, wh- and I say that just with objectivity, that it's a major move, and so was trying to figure out a way and a solution to help you know help them, and talk to Tim and ask for some help because a lot of this affected a lot of Turtle Clan members, and now including myself, a Turtle Clan member, and so had talked to him, and had made him aware of some of the things that have been going on, and so he was, as of Friday, the 23rd, 22, 21, 20th, the 20th of May, um, I was pretty comfortable and felt good. So when I was asked to meet with Clint, I sent a text and said I'm meeting with Clint at 10:30. Do you know anything about it? And Clint or Tim says yes. So I text back and said, well, what is it about? And so he says, it's about the HR position and growing with us. And I read the text and I was like, oh, okay. All right. I guess I'm alone now. So, this wouldn't be the first time that I've gone through some of these political problems, and so I just wanted to make sure that my family was involved in the decision and knows what's going on, and wants to figure out what we can do. So did talk to my wife, and said, I'm supposed to have this meeting here in about a half an hour with Clint. Do you have anything to say? And basically she said that go find out what he wants, and then we'll talk about it then. And I was like, okay. All right. So I did meet with Clint, and he gave me a long list of it was this, and so I said, well, we did talk about that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and didn't realize that it's going to come down to this. So he's like, well, I don't want to argue, Justin. I don't want to argue. He's like, basically, what it comes down to is you're rallying the troops against my mother. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, no, I am not. I was like, this conversation here is what rallies the troops. Things that go on like this is what's agitating people. And now it's falling on me as well. So he had asked me about that there's things you said to people that there's going to be chemical reaction. He's like, "What do you mean by that?" And I was like, "A chemical reaction. I was only speaking hypothetically or metaphorically, that this demotion and this stuff going on is, you know, all part of this chemical reaction that's about to take place." And he was like, "Huh?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's what it's about." I was like, "I don't have no real chemicals and, anything like that." I was, it was a little bit humorous. So anyway, the demotion came, and I asked him, "Can I have some time to think about it and discuss it with my wife?" And he said, "Yeah, sure, fine." So we left. I left, went home. We talked about it for a little while, and I texted him and said, "Can we have the day to think about it, and I can let you know tomorrow morning?" He said, "Sure." So Tuesday came around. Tuesday, the 24th, we were supposed to have a nation council meeting. And the main agenda item was to pass the employee handbook. Um, the employee handbook was something that I had brought up to Clint back in, officially I can remember, was back in February of 2010, prior to moving out here. There was a whole discussion of we need an organizational chart, we need position descriptions, we need a employee handbook, human resources policies and procedures. All those things were brought up in back in 2010, prior to moving out here in Seneca Falls. So anyway, um, backing up a little bit, when he said, "And grow with us, Tim Two Guns," I had learned that I was by myself. The reason why he didn't go to USET was because he was already um, upset or had some sort of contention with Clint and Sharon, and therefore decided not to go to USET. And so within a matter of days or of a week or something like that, something had changed. Because all the way up until that point, um, Tim Tugans was telling people, not to go talk to Sharon. Stay away if you want things to run smooth in your life. Stay away. Don't put yourself in any situation. Then that's part of the reason why Tim and Gary haven't come here. Well, that's a whole nother story, but I just wanted to let you know that the week before, um, Tim didn't go to USET because of some sort of disagreement. And now um, they postponed the Nation Council meeting that was to occur on the 24th and postponed it to June 1st. So a lot of things had gotten stirred up, and then a meeting I had learned about a meeting on the 26th, Thursday, that there was going to be a meeting in Batavia at the Comfort Inn. And when I got there, it was a meeting with the other half of the council, Dan Hill, Chuck Jacobs, Sam George. And when I looked at all the people who showed up, there was a lot of people that showed up. If um, I would say everyone with the exception of two households in Seneca Falls, and if you were not a family member of Clint Halftown, you showed up. Everyone was there, and I was actually surprised. And so the meeting discussed some of the concerns and things that were going on in Seneca Falls, and letting the other half of the council know some of the problems. And they were made aware that June 1st was the next council meeting. And so they were invited and asked, "Will you guys show up?" And they said yes. So the plan is that they were going to show up on Wednesday, June 1st, for the Nation Council meetings to discuss some of the concerns that the people in Seneca Falls have. And unfortunately, on May 27th, Friday, those who attended the meeting were then threatened with either suspension or termination of their jobs. And so a lot of things had gone on Friday that had really upset people. Um, Clint had sent out texts saying, "Not cool, showing up and meeting with the dissidents." And one text came out saying that, "Oh, this will be handled, and there will be firings. That you can count on." For people using their own time in the evening to go talk to the other half of the council and share their concerns about what's going on, and and for them to be treated that way um, is not good. Um, it's it's sad, and people shouldn't have to go through things like that. People are free to go and think how they want to think or have their opinions and stuff. And yeah, then people will say, well, if they're free to have their opinions, then but they can't choose. Feel free to choose the consequence of it. But to threaten people's jobs, their livelihoods, their homes, and everything, just because you can, doesn't mean that it's right. And so that's what happened on Friday. But fortunately, on Memorial Day weekend, Teresa Longboat, she had a get together, and there was a lot of good food. Uh, Everyone showed up and had a good time. And then May 31st shows up, and that's when the Turtle Clan meeting happened. Actually, the Turtle Clan meeting was scheduled that Thursday night, May 26th. After the meeting was held, um, the clan mother, Brenda Bennett, had scheduled a Turtle Clan meeting for May 31st. And that is the topic of the next video clip.